This is the Wikipedia page for Shi Yan Ming, Part 2. You're listening to the podcast where we read Wikipedia articles and provide commentary. Welcome to WikiListen. I'm Rachel Teichman, LMSW.
I'm Victor Varnado, KSN. We about to do this. This is about to happen.
Yeah, we're gonna start off in the United States.
Let's go!
In the United States. After the tour's last show concluded in San Francisco, Shi secretly left his hotel in the middle of the night and escaped in order to defect from China to the United States. Speaking no English, Shi directed a cab driver with hand signals to an unknown destination, but the frustrated driver dropped him off in the middle of nowhere and called the police. Shi showed the police his passport and some newspaper clippings featuring him, so the police requested the driver take him to a Chinese restaurant in order to find someone who could communicate with him. However, since the staff at the restaurant spoke only Cantonese and not Shi's Mandarin, the monk wrote down his communications since both dialects employ the same characters. The restaurant staff helped Shi phone a friend in New York City who had someone pick up Shi, who hid in a basement for a week, eating only bread and cereal while the news media were reporting his escape. After a week, he traveled to New York.
Shi's defection was motivated in part because he disagreed with the monastery's strictures, saying, "In the temple, monks have 250 rules. 250! Exclamation point. Just think of that. You cannot drink. You cannot eat spices. You cannot drink bottled water. You cannot look at a woman. That's just crazy. It's the 21st century, you know?"
Yeah, I would know. Jews have 613.
Whoa, easy. We didn't need to go there. I was just quoting Shi, all right? You didn't have to make it personal.
Well, now it's personal.
By the way, out there, everyone, Rachel is Jewish, just in case you think she's just railing against the Jews.
Choosing New York to be his new base of operations in order to spread the message of Buddhism and Shaolin Kung Fu because he saw it as the capital of the world, Shi opened the first USA Shaolin Temple at 96 Bowery Street in Chinatown in December 1994. Because there was no heat, electricity, or hot water, Shi would tape flashlights to the walls for light, teaching up to 18 hours a day in order to attract students. At night, he would wear several pairs of socks on his feet to stay warm, and accumulated hundreds of pairs of unwashed socks due to his initial inability to wash clothes without water. He would also perform in Chinese restaurants to raise money for children and the elderly, gave free lessons, and spoke of philosophy in Open Center on Spring Street. In 1996, he moved the USA Shaolin Temple to a third-floor loft at 678 Broadway in the East Village. In late 2006, after its lease expired, the temple was relocated to its current location in a second-floor high-ceiling loft at 446 Broadway in Chinatown, where he teaches authentic Shaolin martial arts and Shan Buddhism in 2-hour classes. From 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day to nearly 500 students, who have included notables such as Wesley Snipes, Rosie Perez, Bokeem Woodbine, RZA, Jim Jarmusch, Bjork, and Tricky.
In June 1995, Shi traveled to Toronto, Ontario, Canada to perform with the delegation of his brother Shaolin monks headed by Great Master Shi Yan Ming, who were sent on tour to Canada. In 1999, he returned to China with his students to help build relations between China and the United States. In late 2001, he returned to the Henan province with 40 of his students for a martial arts festival.
The USA Shaolin Temple has 6 international satellite branches in Austria, South Africa, Trinidad, Chile, Argentina, and Mexico. In 2010, Shi and the USA Shaolin Temple purchased over 80 acres, 320,000 meters squared of land in Middletown, Delaware County, New York, where he intends to build a new Shaolin Temple. That's a large property.
Yes, it is. Abilities. According to the New York Times, as a young monk, Shi Yan Ming learned to break rocks with his skull, deflect blades with his skin, and sleep while hanging upside down from a tree branch. By the age of 17, according to Time magazine and The New Yorker, He could deflect the tip of a spear with his neck, sleep standing on one leg, and dangle a 50-pound, 23-kilogram weight from his scrotum, a practice that helped him to withstand a full-force blow to the groin. According to accounts in Time and The New Yorker, she can also lick red-hot iron shovels and fly above ground upside down in full splits. In a 2005 Discovery Channel profile, she stated that since being taken by his parents to the Shaolin Temple, he had never experienced any health problems as he did as an infant and has never been sick. I'm just imagining him just doing all of this at once.
Shi's punching strength has been measured at 772 lbf, 3,430 N of force. Among his martial arts specialties are Luhan Quan, magic staff, and other Shaolin weapons, and hard Qigong.
Media appearances. Shi Yan Ming had a small role in the 1999 movie Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai, which was directed by one of his students, Jim Jarmusch. He has been profiled on PBS and on the history series Stanley's Superhumans. In 2005, National Geographic filmed a documentary on him titled Kung Fu Monk. He has also worked as a model in the tourist bureau of his native village, Henan province, put him on a billboard advertising their most famous native son. He is also depicted performing various styles of Kung Fu in 4 giant posters that show him that hang over the entrance to the modern Anhui Guiyang Chudian branch of the Shaolin Wushu Center near the Shaolin Temple.
Says Jarmusch, I love his contradictions. He's so playful, and yet he has the potential for incredible physical ferocity. The RZA, producer of and Shi's co-star in the urban kung fu film Z Chronicles, says of Shi, when I looked at the dailies, he just exploded on the camera. I'd say, damn Shifu, you're a real-live movie star.
She was among the monks profiled in the 1995 book The Real Shaolin Gung Fu of China. In 2006, Rodell Books published Shi's own book, The Shaolin Workout, 28 Days to Transforming Your Body and Soul the Warrior's Way.
Yes, joining the wellness industry. Throughout his career, Shi has been featured in advertisements for Hewlett-Packard, Burberry, Adidas, Chase Bank, Sprite drink, and multiple magazine covers, including 2 times on Black Belt magazine.
He has also been featured in numerous publications and interviews across the world, including the New York Times, The Atlantic, The New Yorker, Vice Sports, Vice China, Grazia Home, France, Vogue, Great Big Story, NPR, and more.
Victor Varnado KSN has also been featured in The New Yorker.
That is true. I have been featured in The New Yorker. Not featured. I'm a cartoonist, and I've written for The New Yorker. That doesn't mean I'm featured in The New Yorker. I mean something different. Way to go, Rachel.
On May 21st, 2020, she appeared on ABC's To Tell the Truth.
On August 13th, 2020, she appeared on Discovery Channel's reality series with Caroline Wozniacki and David Lee Basketball as one of 3 superhumans to train the family to summit Mount Kilimanjaro.
Personal life. Shi lives with his 2 children in New York City. Shi never took the Shaolin celibacy vows as he entered the Shaolin Temple at the age of 5. Explaining his eschewing of celibacy, Shi remarks, "I'm too handsome for that."
I love this guy. He's awesome.
Same.
He is too handsome for that. Way to go, Shi. This guy sounds awesome, and now I want to know even more about him. I think I'm going to go watch some interviews of him just to learn about him, because his sense of humor sounds great. And also the fact that he can, have 50 pounds hanging from his scrotum. That's pretty crazy. I don't really want to do that.
I don't either, but Shi, if you're listening to this, we want you to read an episode for WikiListen.
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing.
This has been the Wikipedia page for Shi Yan Ming, Part 2.
If you want us to read a particular Wikipedia page, please let us know.
Thanks for listening to WikiListen. To support the show, go to patreon.com/WikiListenPodcast and find us on social media at WikiListen and at